Good afternoon to all YouTubers. How you guys doing? This is good old Grandmaster up in here, and you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media. And if you got the transmission, you are the resistance. And you're watching the Anonymous Liberty Media, brought to you by the Worldwide Resistance Network, also known as TWRN. I came across a live feed on Facebook earlier today, and it's my old alma mater, Fresno High School in Fresno, California. I am from the class of 1995, and many of you in Fresno. I am a native son of Fresno, also a graduate from Fresno High School, class of 1995. I mean, holy crap! I mean, I was on Facebook earlier, and there's been a huge Congress must, and I mean, it's pretty much the walkout is pretty much politicizing the whole tragedy. The whole tragedy is kind of. I mean, we've had since '99, since 1966, we've had over quite a bit, quite a dozen shootings since 1966, and right now, the left-wing cocksnots of the media and the Democratic Party is loving this. They are absolutely loving this walkout one bit. There's one big problem with that. A lot of these students are taking this tragedy to cut class. Walkout. Now, I'm old school. I would rather stay in class. I'm like just looking out. And you know, I feel that, you know, as a parent, tragedy is sad. I wouldn't wish this on my own worst enemy or anybody else who's someone else's kid. But another reason that the whole walkout thing is being politicized, they're not grasping the law. Okay, you know, a lot of these students are protesting over something that's being politicized. Okay, it's very understandable. But here's the thing. You know, you have a sheriff in Broward County taking a lot of heat because his guys didn't do their job. They didn't go in and catch the guy. They didn't catch the guy. It took another department from another jurisdiction to catch the son of a bitch. So, I mean, and also because of that, YouTube is doing a huge purge over any type of discussion of any issue about the tragedy. If you mention someone's name, David Hogg, your channel is gone. It is deleted. It is taken down. Holy crap! What the fuck? I mean, these 5 dipshits that the media picked from drama class, and they got this No More movement, March for Lives movement. What's funny is that David Hall saying that his movement will last longer than the NRA. Let's do the math. Okay, let's do the math. The NRA has been around for over 150 years. Over 100 years. David Hogg's movement has been around for what? Not even a month. So, who's the last two? And they're blaming the NRA for the student's death. The NRA is a pro-Second Amendment organization. Now, these little bastards are so young, but know so little. Many schools and middle schools are walking out in protest. Now, if I was to participate in this protest, my folks would kick my ass. They would rather me stay in class, do my work, and that's it. Leave class, ass get kicked. Half these students across the country have no idea they're protesting over a shooting. Yeah, we get that. The shooting happened a month ago. A month ago. And they want to ban assault weapons. Haven't we had that ban back in '94? Nancy Pelosi? No. Dianne Feinstein pushed this bill. Dianne Feinstein introduced this bill in 1994, and it was passed in 1994. So they keep saying we need to ban assault weapons, and they do not know the meaning of it, the definition of it. Assault weapon. And what they need to do is look up the definition of assault weapon. Go to Wikipedia and look up the definition of assault weapon. Okay, let's see. A pipe can be an assault weapon. A knife can be an assault weapon. A hammer can be an assault weapon. An ice pick can be an assault weapon. A hockey stick can be an assault weapon. Okay? You have rocks that can be an assault weapon. A brick can be used as an assault weapon. A machete, a tire iron can be used as an assault weapon. A chair can be used as an assault weapon. A chain can be used as an assault weapon. Scissors can be used as an assault weapon. Because you're stabbing somebody, you're assaulting them. I mean, a belt. Well, that's different. Brass knuckles can be an assault weapon because you're punching somebody, you're assaulting somebody with these brass knuckles. But what about the gun? Okay, good question. It's a good question. What about the guns? What category do you put them in? It's a tool for defense. Okay, tool for defense. Now, recently, there's been sales of guns to young adults from 18 to 20 for buying guns. These kids from the high school in northern Florida, they want to raise the age from 18 to 21. Okay, fair enough. I mean, understandable, but they're not buying cigarettes because at 18, you're not allowed unless you're 21 to buy cigarettes. Right? I mean, you can't buy them unless you're 21. I mean, you have men and women who are 18 who are enlisting in the military. They have to carry a weapon. When you deploy, you have a weapon. You have a weapon. So my question is this: 18 to 21. That's what, 3 years. It's like you gotta wait 3 years to buy a fucking cigarette pack. You gotta be 21 to buy cigarettes, not a gun. They had 18-year-olds fighting in the Civil War, 18-year-olds fighting in World War I, II, the Korean War, Vietnam, Desert Storm, the War on Terror in Iraq and Afghanistan in 18. So you want to raise the age 18 to 21. Well, I'm sorry, that's not going to happen, kids. And they're politicizing this tragedy to have this movement, March for Life or Lives. I want to put a new hashtag. Hashtag March for Lives is bullshit. Because it don't matter how much you protest, okay? We've had Columbine, right? We had Columbine. We had 2 attacks at Virginia Tech. We had an attack at a McDonald's. We had an attack at a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado. We had a shooting in Tucson, Arizona. Okay? We had a fake shooting in Sandy Hook. We've had a shooting in Orlando, San Bernardino, Las Vegas, and Las Vegas. Now, my question is this: if all these students are walking out in protest, now there was a shooting in October in Las Vegas, Nevada, where 59 people died, 500 injured. How come we don't see hotel staff out in protest, walking outside protesting? How come you don't see these hotel chains with people who are walking out in protest of the shooting in Vegas? How come there's no motel or hotel staffs out in protest over the shooting in Vegas? Because they could lose their job. They could lose their job. Just like if there was a shooting at McDonald's, at a fast food place, how come nobody, no worker, no cook, no manager who were outside protesting of a shooting at a fast food place because they would lose their jobs. They need that job, but they don't want to lose it. Because they got bills to pay. And now you got these high schoolers and middle schoolers who are out in protest because of what happened in Garland, Florida. Instead of protesting because of the tragedy of someone dying, how about all of you motherfuckers protest over this fucking sheriff who didn't do a goddamn thing? His deputies didn't do a fucking thing. It took 4 officers from another department to go in. 4 of them, and even they testified that the 4 deputies didn't do shit. They were out there. There was a stand down order outside the school, outside the building, on campus. And these 4 Broward County Sheriff pussies didn't do a goddamn thing. Why are they wearing the uniform? Why do they have the badge if they didn't do their job? You know, 19 years, back in 1999, during the Aurora, Colorado shooting, the shooting at Columbine, okay, there was over 100 some odd officers. They had snipers. They had SWAT. While 2 of these dumb shits were shooting fellow students and teachers. They're all hanging out outside the building. 100 plus of them. How come they didn't fucking go in? This is what I'm talking about. Okay? The time of the call to dispatch. To 911. Okay? To dispatch. The 911 call goes to dispatch. Then the dispatch receives the call, then sends out the call from dispatch to the officers. And then how long would it take an officer to be there? 15, 20 minutes. Because the cops are not always going to be there on time. This is what these fuckers in Garland, Florida, and every other school in this country don't fucking realize. If we have some teachers who were trained militarily, from professionals who were in the military and law enforcement, now they're saying, well, we don't want our teachers armed because we don't want guns in school. Come out. Here's the reason why I think and feel that it's a good idea to have some teachers to train to use weapons, because it would give a potential or alleged school shooter second thoughts of, wait a minute, I have a bad feeling about this because it looks like that dude or that dude or that chick is armed, and maybe I should just leave, because right now schools are gun-free zones. People have died at gun-free zones. Okay? So if you guys would also relay a message to David Hogg and his fucking Get Along gang. Also, more people have died from prescription drugs than guns. Okay? Over 283,000 people a year have died from prescription drugs. 10,000 plus people have died from guns each year. 10,000. Okay, think. Do the math. Okay, do the math. It's pretty much that 10,000 people, 10,000 plus people die each year from guns. That's less than people who die from smoking, who have died from prescription drugs. Okay, you take the total deaths of people who've died from smoking and multiply it by how many people have died from prescription drugs. Okay, you do the math compared to the victims of people who have died each year from guns. 10,000 plus. Now, let's look at Chicago, Illinois, the murder capital of the world. Well, actually, the murder capital of the country. Chicago has more gun shootings, more deaths per capita than any other city in the Union. So, how about you look at the people who are in charge of the city, who are in charge of the police of the department in that city, and think, just think, okay, just think. Mayor Rahm Emanuel, okay, he was the chief of staff for the Obama administration. He was the chief of staff. He resigned, became mayor of Chicago. Mayor of Chicago. This motherfucker needs to be removed from office. Nobody trusts this guy. Nobody likes this guy because he destroyed their trust in him. Okay, he passed a thing that bans Donald Trump, and he at this press conference he says, "Chicago is now Donald Trump free." Really? You're going to ban the president? You're going to ban the president? So, with this law that you just passed, you dumb shit, you're saying Chicago is now Donald Trump free, or Chicago is now a Donald Trump free zone. Don't you realize that you're a dumb motherfucker? The president can go anywhere he wants. And if he wants, he could have Jeff Sessions send out the FBI or Secret Service to, hey, Rome, that thing passed, it's illegal and it ain't going to happen. So go fuck yourself. Now, you have this Broward County sheriff who claims that he has amazing leadership compared to Donald Trump. Sheriff, understand this. President Trump's people actually do their job. And Sheriff Israel, your deputies are like you. They're a bunch of fucking pussies. And you have to understand that the NRA ain't going nowhere. They've been here for a very long time, and they ain't going fucking nowhere. Okay, fucking nowhere. If you want to remove something, how about removing the Federal Reserve? How about removing the IRS? Okay. How about removing the banking families, the Rothschilds, the Morgans, the Rockefellers, and so on and so forth. How about doing that kind of job? Okay. And how about doing your fucking job as sheriff? Okay. And it's kind of nice to know that you're training people of Muslim faith on how to use a gun. I mean, you're a Muslim sheriff. You are a disgrace to Broward County. You're a piece of shit, in my opinion. And you pull out this grandstanding stunt on live TV. You are the lowest of the fucking low. You are garbage. You are fucking gutter trash. The badge. Your leadership is a fucking joke. Okay? Just like Rahm Emanuel in Chicago. Both you guys are a fucking joke. Big time. And these students across the country are walking out in protest over something that you fucking politicized, that you helped politicize. You are a dumb motherfucker. Every time there's a shooting, we need to politicize the tragedy to ban guns. Motherfucker, the reason we have the Second Amendment is people like you. Remember the Battle of Athens in the late 1940s. Look it up. Google it up. Read it. And it will give a lot of you left-wing motherfuckers an idea why we got the Second Amendment. Okay? I mean, you have people hunting with old World War I gun rifles. Some that are bolt action, some that have, what, 8, 10 rounds for hunting. But also, do you know that most shootings are done with handguns? And the fact that you guys claim that the AR-15 was used in most shootings, let's back up a little bit. The shooting in Austin, Texas, the campus of the University of Texas, the home of the Longhorns. Okay, Charles Whitman, a former Marine sniper, killed his wife and mother with a knife. No AR-15, knife. He had 2 shotguns, 2 handguns, and a rifle. And he killed 18 people, including an unborn child. Okay? After the police gunned him down, his body went into autopsy. Okay? They checked his brain during autopsy. Okay? His brain had a tumor size between of a golf ball and a baseball. Between those two. And he had a tumor. And he was dying of that tumor. The pain was so severe, he lost focus of reality. He was hallucinating. Bad. I mean, he was that fucking bad. But you want to claim that AR-15s were used at shootings? Okay, let's go to Columbine, 1999, April 11th of 1999. The year my son was born. Only weapons that were used were handguns, MAC-10s, and soft shotguns. No AR-15 at all. Off the list. The shooting in Virginia Tech, 2 attacks on her. Handguns, MAC-10s, and of course, again, shotguns. No AR-15. Off the list. The shooting in Aurora, Colorado. What? AR-15? No. Handguns. Shotguns. Okay? Maybe even a MAC-10 probably. In that category of weapon. But no AR-15. The shooting in McDonald's. Handgun, couple handguns, and a shotgun. No AR-15. Off the list. Now, the biggest hoax of all, one of them, Sandy fucking Hook. There was no gun used at all. No gun used. Okay? It is the biggest hoax, bogus tragedy of all time. Okay? Let me explain why. Okay? We're told Adam Lanza killed 27 people. Really? Okay? If Adam Lanza supposedly killed 27 people, question, okay? Question. How come he was already dead 2 days before the fake shooting ever happened? He was dead for 2 days. His mom's car was put at the parking lot. It had shotguns, it had a couple rifles, handguns, but the kid was dead for 2 fucking days. His mom was already dead. How do you know he killed his mom? How do you know? And plus, why was a police cruiser blocking the entrance for an ambulance? How come there was no ambulance, no paramedics at the crime scene? How come they ended up demolishing the building? Hot evidence. The sheriff said nobody's allowed to investigate this. Nobody's allowed to investigate. If they do, it's an automatic arrest. The coroner resigned a month later. Coincidence? Plus, he said the parents are not allowed to see their kids. Motherfucker, if my kid is dead, I want to see his body. Coroner right there broke the law. But he resigned a month later. Then came back a couple weeks later. They demolished the school and the house that Adam Lanza lived in. What were they hiding? If you take the pictures of the kids, these are old photos of when the students were little. Now they're adults. They're adults. These are fake pictures the media used to make it look like these kids were dead when they actually were alive. It took independent media to blow this wide open, to prove that it was a fake attack. Nobody fucking died. Even the FBI said nobody fucking died. Nobody died in Sandy Hook. Now, let's go to San Bernardino. Okay? This was a tragedy that happened in San Bernardino. Okay? Coincidence. 14 people dressed in military fatigues. Beige fatigues, black hats, black whatever. That was never mentioned on the news, but it seems that 2 people of the Muslim faith shot 14 people. when in history our government has been known to pull off some fake terrorist attacks. FBI, you know, they want a tragedy. The media, the legacy media loves tragedies. It's fucking ratings gold. They 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 worry about grieving white mothers. Well, how about now? If media is so worried about the grieving white mothers, how about the grieving black mothers in Chicago? Hmm? How about the grieving black moms in Chicago? Hmm? Or how about the grieving mothers of victims in that Orlando shooting? No, the mothers of victims in that Orlando nightclub shooting. What about them? Or how about the Boston Marathon bombing? Now they're saying that two brothers did it. They took a pressure cook a appliance that you get over at a store like Sears and Walmart and also they claim the weapon was a pressure cooker. How can you make a bomb out of a cooking utensil? A pressure cooker. But there was also footage of the same type of men who were in San Bernardino. Beige fatigues, black hat, black or navy blue hat, and just wearing black or navy blue jacket or hat. But they blame these brothers. These two brothers. One of the brothers died. Okay, so one of their friends were interviewed by the FBI. All of a sudden, how come the FBI shot this guy 5 times in the head? How come this guy, who's a friend of the brothers, was killed by the FBI by being shot in the head 5 times? In the head! 5 times! 5 times. Now, the shooter in the Aurora, Colorado shooting in a movie theater that was playing The Dark Knight Rising. Now, his dad was with the CIA. He was part of the new updated version of the MK Ultra. MK Ultra. They never ended it. They still continued it. Okay? The shooter in Tucson. This dude looked fucking bugged out. He looked like he was a candidate for the Manchurian candidate. Take out woman Gabby Gifford. Was he being used to take her out? Was this James Holmes guy? Was he groomed and brainwashed into taking out Gabby Gifford for some kind of propaganda and shit? He killed a little girl, the congresswoman, Gabby Gifford, in Arizona, in Tucson. Was the shooter in Aurora, Colorado? Was he groomed to be brainwashed part of the MK Ultra shit? Was Nicholas Cruz, was he mentally malfunctioned or was he also being used as a propaganda piece for? I mean, it's all weird, but it seems that a lone nut, a person who has been pathetic their whole life. For example, Sirhan Sirhan. They wanted to take out Bobby Kennedy in '68. They needed someone to do it, and they mounted all this evidence against him. And after he went to prison, he started to tell his lawyer, "Hey, I feel like I've been brainwashed. I feel like I myself." The question is this: was James Holmes, the Tucson shooter, was the shooter in Aurora, Colorado? Were they put through a brainwashing study, or when they shot up people in Aurora, Colorado, and Tucson, was Gabby Gifford a target by people in Congress or the Senate or in government to take her out? So they got this James Holmes guy. If you look at his picture, he looks so fucking bugged out and shit. You know? My question is this: was he trained or brainwashed into doing the shooting in Tucson? Or was it a lone act? Was it a lone act? And now we got these students who, out of the blue, just walk out of class and protest. Do they know why they're protesting? I mean, do they know why? Do they know that them and their parents are being used? They're being used. I mean, with the help of the school district and the school. And then chanting, "Hey NRA, how many kids are you going to kill today?" Let's learn a little bit of reality. Did the NRA make Lee Harvey Oswald shoot? I mean, let's go back. Did the NRA make Sirhan Sirhan kill Kennedy, or even possibly do it? No. Did the NRA cause Charles Whitman to kill 18 at the University of Texas in 1966? No. Did the NRA cause these two dumbshits to kill people in Oral and Columbine? No. They didn't pull the fucking trigger. They attack at a McDonald's. They attack in Tucson. They attack at Aurora, Colorado movie theater. At Virginia Tech twice. Did the NRA cause Nicholas Cruz to kill? No. These were lone dumbasses who were mentally fucking off. And now they're blaming, and now they've been trying to blame games. No. Games had nothing to do with it. Not at all. So you have to understand. It wasn't mental health, motherfuckers. Mental health. Now, since these kids are doing these protests over gun shootings, school shootings, I mean, how come the hotel and motel staffs don't go out to the parking lot and protest over the shooting in Vegas? You don't see that. You don't see staffs from hospitals in protest because there was a shooting in a hospital. People have to work. You know, I mean, you don't see someone from McDonald's or Wendy's or Burger King or whatever outside protesting because hey, they got a fucking job to do. They got to work. But we got these kids who are so fucking clueless. Even my old alma mater, Fresno High School, Fresno, California, Fresno Unified fucking School District, and it's all being paid by and also supported by George fucking Soros. Okay? These motherfuckers need to realize, hey, do not politicize this. It's not worth doing. Not worth doing at all. It's not worth doing. Schools are gun-free zones. Okay? Parks are gun-free zones. Certain parts of the country have that gun-free zone shit. Okay? People have died. People have died at gun-free zones. Except nobody has died at pro-gun zones. Nobody has died. There's a guy that was shot and killed by police officers after he stopped a attempted mass shooting. Okay? He killed this gunman, but the cops killed this guy who saved lives. You wanna know why cops do that? Because they don't want anybody doing their job. Okay? Police officers and sheriff deputies don't want anybody doing their job. They don't want you to defend yourself or anybody around you. Period. I mean, you have to understand that. You know, they took shoes to DC. Each pair of shoes were a sign of each victim of the shooting. Really? But here's the thing. The pictures of the students were old pictures. Old pictures that were used when they were young. These kids are older now. They're adults. Okay, these pictures were used as propaganda to go after the Second Amendment. Go after the assault weapons. Now, 1994, Dianne Feinstein had the assault weapons ban passed. Okay, she did. And she said in a old interview, she said, if I had just more votes, I would have said, Mr. and Miss America, turn in your guns. So she would have gotten that vote. But here's the thing. She's armed herself. And she has an armed protection. And she wants us to turn in our guns? Fuck you. Nobody's dumb enough to turn in their guns over some stupid reason. You have politicians who have no idea how to use a fucking weapon. They assume they do. Okay? Hillary Clinton has armed security. Okay, let's all take away the gun from security. Okay? See how they do when they go up against someone with the gun. They can't do shit. They just run. Dianne Feinstein is carrying a 45. Okay, 83 carrying a 45. How dumb does she think we are? We ain't dumb. She wants to ban semi-auto. That ain't going to pass. As long as Donald Trump's in office, that ain't going to fucking happen. Donald Trump is a pro-Second Amendment guy. He ain't going to raise the age from 18 to 21. Fuck that shit. If most of the people who volunteer are 18, hey, it ain't going to fucking happen. These little fuckers from the high school in Garland, Florida, was 5, can go fuck themselves because they can whine, bitch, moan, complain, whatever. But the age increased to 21, guess what? 18, you are fucking military age. Okay? You had 18 men and women or 18 going to the military. They carry M16s, M1 carbine, okay? They carry M60s. They carry a 45 sidearm. They used to carry the M1 1911 weapon, 8-round clip, straight, great accuracy. They use the M14 as a sniper rifle. Now they got the Barrett 50 caliber. Awesome one. They used during World War II. They used a Browning automatic rifle. They used the Tommy gun, the military version. They used the 1903 Springfield as a sniper rifle. Because it had a great accuracy during World War II and World War I. During the Vietnam War, they used the M14 as a sniper rifle during the Vietnam War. Our military used the M16 during the Vietnam War. They used it during Grenada, during the whole Desert Storm, until they started to bring out the M4A1 carbine. It was a more shorter version of the M16. The AR-15 is a civilian version of the weapon. And somehow they always blame that particular weapon, the AR-15. It's a monster gun. How come you don't go after the civilian-owned M4, civilian-owned M16, civilian-owned? I mean, a lot of these weapons, most of them 3-round burst, semi-auto. You got handguns that are semi-auto. You got a Colt revolver, which only shoots, what, 6 rounds? There's a guy a few years ago carried a cap and ball revolver, which is legal to carry. He got arrested for carrying because law enforcement these days don't understand the difference between what guns you can carry now or compared to a cap and ball revolver. and a Captain Ball revolver you could open carry. That old, it's a old gun. I mean, if I want to, I could carry a old 1875 1885 single barrel shotgun, shotgun, or I carry a double barrel Ranger. It's a soft double barrel shotgun. It's a little gun that you can see in movies like Tombstone. But the Democrats and the media wants to demonize owners who legally own and legally carry a weapon. And I mean, shit. And it's these anti-gun, cocksucking liberal politicians that I call Democrats and fascist cocksuckers who wants to take away your right to carry a firearm. I mean, just a couple years ago, Henry Reid was leading the charge into repealing the First Amendment. That means you couldn't write a book, you couldn't do a blog, you couldn't do a movie, you couldn't write poetry, you couldn't read shit. I couldn't do this. You couldn't be able to peacefully assemble, which they're trying to stop now. You know, you'll be attacked over your rights to religious freedom. This is mainly the attack on the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and it has been for years, been for decades, because the elite wants the people dumbed down, unarmed, and weak. Ooh, that ain't gonna fucking happen, pal. It ain't gonna happen. I will tell you right now, it ain't gonna fucking happen at all. Period. Big time, pig time, no bullshit. And if you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below. I am Grandmaster Evan. You just watched the Anonymous Liberty Media, brought to you by the Worldwide Resistance Network, also known as TWWRN. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. Peace out, Revan out. Remember, knowledge is free. If you don't like it, go fuck yourself.